Alright, so what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to an insane story. So today's story takes place back when I was in high school, and it was actually my grade 11 year. Now, in grade 11, I will say, I did a lot of the Devil's Tango. But one thing specifically that I remember was that one thing that was very popular throughout the school was for some reason girls using different types of items to basically, you know, arouse themselves. Ladies, if you're watching this video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I remember one day when I was walking through my school hallway, there was one girl in my school that was very, very odd. And by odd, I mean not a lot of guys wanted to, you know, not do anything with her because she was a very interesting person. But as for me, well, back when I was in high school, and especially my grade 11 year, I would do anything that walked. Whoa, what the hell? Did you guys just hear that voice crack? Okay, I am a little sick, but I did not expect that voice crack. I'm gonna leave it in the video, but please don't make fun of me. Going on though, I remember basically, I would do anything that walked. So I didn't really care if, you know, she was kind of a weirdo or if she was a little overweight. Like, you know, fat girls need love too. I wasn't fat phobic. Well, I mean, I am now, but still, don't make fun of fat people. Unless they are really fat, then make fun of them. But going on with the story, I remember I always found it curious of why many people didn't like her. So I remember I walked up to my buddy and said, yo, bro, I have a question. Why does everyone think that chick's weird? Her? Dude, did you not hear the story? Yeah, what about her? Bro, did you not hear about how she like, you know, like carries like, you know, toys with her? Toys with her is what I said. And then that's when he told me about the story when cheerleaders ended up going into the girls' change room and saw that she was playing with a tentacle that vibrated. Now, when I say tentacle, I mean actually a tentacle. I don't mean an eggplant. I don't mean a cucumber. I mean an actual tentacle. And if you guys actually need an image for an example, imagine putting this up your never mind. You know what? That's too much. YouTube, don't demonetize this video. I swear I'm trying to keep it PG. Anyways, when I heard about this, I remember I was super weirded out. I was like, there is no way that this girl would shove a whole entire tentacle up her thingy-mabob or her, you know. But then that's when this guy ended up telling me, bro, literally go ask Jared. Literally, Jared did it with her. And I'm not joking. He's scarred for life. He's scarred for life? Why would he be scarred for life? Bro, I'm not joking when I say this. The girl ended up putting a tentacle up his... Okay, whoa. I'm not gonna hear about the rest of this, but that's really gross, is what I said afterwards, because there was no way I wanted to hear the full story about the Devil's Tango with another guy. And honestly, rip Jared's butt. I can't imagine that happening, but to be honest, let's just say after hearing about that, I've decided that maybe, just maybe, it would be best to stay away from this girl. So I ended up doing my own thing. I went to my classes, did my own thing, you know, the usual, until I ended up seeing that this weird girl was heading for the change rooms. Now, after hearing the story of what my homie told me, I thought it would be a funny idea to kind of just follow her, see what she's doing. So I ended up following her until she ended up entering the girls' change room. And that's when I just stood outside thinking, whoa, what am I doing? I can't go in there. And that's when one of the girls that I used to hook up with a lot ended up walking towards me. She walked towards me saying, Bubba, what are you doing outside the change room? Nothing. I'm just, you know, about to go into the guys' change room. What's going on with you? Oh, nothing. I was about to go change for PE class, but I mean, I got like 10 minutes. Do you want to do it real quick? Yeah, sure. Okay, just come into the change room. There's no one in here yet. I always come here really early. Sure. So I ended up going in there with this other girl. Knowing that there was another person also in the change room made things really weird for me, but at the same time, when I entered in there, I saw that she was nowhere to be found. I found this very odd because I remember that the weird girl was in there, but she wasn't there. And well, honestly, the other girl that ended up, you know, wanting to do it with me, well, we just ended up doing the Devil's Tango. But then right afterwards, I remember midway through, as I'm hitting it from the back, I ended up hearing a vibration noise. Now, this wasn't coming from my eggplant, that's for sure. But as I was hearing this thing, I'm like, wait a second, where's that coming from? And that's when I realized one of the bathroom stalls inside the change room had a vibration noise coming out of it. I remember I ended up stopping midway through the Devil's Tango. And basically, I ended up walking away from the girl that was literally, you know, just standing there. She found it weird and said to me, Bubba, what's wrong with you? Do you not hear that? Is what I said to her. And that's when she ended up, you know, kind of looking around thinking, I don't hear anything. And then that's when I realized what was going on. I remember I ended up basically grabbing this girl's hand saying, yo, get your clothes on real quick. We ended up putting our clothes on. She was actually freaking out thinking that someone was going to walk in. And me, I remember I ended up getting my pants on and I walked straight for the stall that had the vibration noise and it ended up knocking on it. When I knocked on it, I remember I heard a girl going, oh, sorry, who's there? And that's when I stayed quiet because there was no way I was gonna let this girl know that there's a guy in the change room. I could get in serious trouble for that. So that's when I ended up calling in the other girl saying, say something real quick. And then that's when this girl said, just get out of the change room. I'll handle it from here. And that's when I ended up just running outside the field, basically just putting my clothes on and not trying to look suspicious at all. I remember like 10 minutes later, the girl that I ended up doing the Devil's Tango with ended up walking outside. She walked outside and walked up to me saying, Baba, you have no idea what she was doing in there. What was she doing is what I said. As we were doing it, she was literally playing with a vibrator. And I'm not joking when I say this. It was a tentacle, a purple tentacle. I remember my eyes opened wide and I thought this was the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. But at the same time though, I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, like Curious George the monkey, I was a curious person back when I was in high school. And I wanted to know what in the world was this tentacle looking like going into her. It was just a common idea or mindset I had. I don't know. It was really dumb. But at the same time though, reminder, I'm a hypersexual. So, you know, I'm always in the mood. So I remember one time when I was walking down my school hallway the next day, I ended up basically seeing the same girl. Now, she was one of those girls that were really, you know, well, not in the more attractive scale is what I'm gonna say. But I remember I walked up to her and said, hey, like, I have a question for you. She ended up looking at me super weird saying, oh, hi, Bubba. What's going on? So like, I heard a rumor and I'm gonna be honest, like, I find it kind of attractive. By any chance, do you like tentacles? She ended up looking at me freaking out. She said, I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe? And that's when I told her, oh, it's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. Many girls say my eggplant looks like a tentacle. And when I said that, I'm not joking to you guys. Her eyes opened wide. She freaked out saying, wait, seriously? Yeah, is what I said. And that's when she ended up basically saying, can I get your number? Yeah, sure. And that's when I gave her my number. And I remember as she walked away, she ended up texting me her address and a time to show up. I remember that exact same day, I ended up going to her place. And well, when I got there, we headed straight for the bedroom and we started doing the Devil's Tango. But I remember midway through, I'm not joking, she ended up basically feeling really bored. Now, this was the first time that a girl got bored with me in bed, or especially during the Devil's Tango. So I remember I ended up saying, yo, like, you good? Like, what's going on? Nothing, like, I just need to be aroused. And that's when she pulled out the tentacle. And I'm not joking when I say this, that thing was bigger than, well, BBC. If I can say that without getting demonetized, honestly, YouTube, you're insane. But going on, I remember when I saw that, I was freaking out. I'm like, okay, no. And that's when I backed away, getting my clothes and actually running away to my car and driving off as fast as I could. I remember the next day, she ended up walking up to me asking what happened, but I didn't say anything because I just felt super uncomfortable. Because knowing about what happened to the other guy when the girl ended up putting it inside, you know, it's just gross, okay? But anyways, guys, that is basically it for today's story. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also follow for more embarrassing stories. Peace out, guys.